Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahawashi, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahawashi, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Akakadash, dub honors and salutations to the elders and apostles and bishop and the Akim Akwath throughout the four corners of earth, holding on to this testimony of the Lord Mashiach Yahawashi in sincerity and in truth. This brother Nasha DC Camp, short lesson for the hopeful elect. And you just have to understand the history of journey out of the land of Egypt into the land of Israel, and the obstacles we had to deal with. You know, the hostile nations we had to deal with. Yeah. So when you look at all those events, it just makes you to appreciate that the Lord has always had our backs, in this so-called dire circumstances, man. Whether it was whenever the captivity was so detrimental to our nation, the Lord still found a way, still made a way to redeem us, from getting bogged out. He had to release His spirit of mercy that His elect could have that shift of mind, to lean towards the holy words of prophecy, and that's exactly what we have to concern ourselves with. All right, the promise that our forefathers received from the Lord, it cannot be broken. It's ironclad. It's a sure foundation that we've been building on. Faith. That we've been building on for generations. All right, and then you look at Numbers chapter 22. In Numbers chapter 23, he just studied the situation between Balaam, the so-called soothsayer for the king of Moab, Balak. You just understand that it's strange. It's strange for a heathen to be able to have communication with with the power of Israel, with the Lord, Yahawashi, and you know how it is, man. The Lord always has a way of making things happen, so He has to use someone as an example to prove that His words are sure and true. Okay, so you can imagine, what these nations were dealing with. When they heard the Israelites are coming out to the land of Egypt, and they see us they hear of our fame conquering lands, devouring a whole habitation of people, because the Lord ordained it. All right. So Numbers chapter 22 verse 10 says, "And Balaam," all right, that's the soothsayer, "said unto the Ahiam, Balak the son of Zippor, king of Moab, has sent unto me, saying, Behold, there is a people come out of Egypt, which covereth the face of the earth. Come now, curse me them. Peradventure I shall be able to overcome them and drive them out." So he wanted to have dominion. He wanted to secure his power. He wanted to keep his keep his muscle intact, man. He wanted to keep his dominion, his empire. So that's how desperate Balak was, man, the king of the Moabites. And he just proves to you, man, that power is a power struggle, man. Our power, Lord Hamashiach Yahawashi, has to fight against the heathen. All right, he has to put down their power structure so he can reign in righteousness. And that's exactly what this passage is all about. The chapter is about the fulfillment of Yahawashi's coming that needed to be uninterrupted. It could not be altered, all right? What the Lord has set in motion cannot be altered, all right? Though you're going to have bumps and bruises and roller coasters here and there, a nation experiencing adversity and oppression, it doesn't change the results that the Lord has set to be achieved, which is the Lord Hamashiach Yahawashi to have dominion over the whole earth. For Yahawashi to return a second time to put down the power structure of the enemies. All right. So this is exactly what you see here, man. Balak is telling Balaam to put a curse on our people so that he could defeat us and wipe us off the face of the earth. But the Lord did not allow that to happen. That's why he says in verse 12, And Elohim said unto Balaam, Thou shalt not go with them, thou shalt not curse these people, as thou nation of Israel, Yasharallah, for they are blessed. So they cannot force the hand of the Lord to discontinue his promise, which he made to our forefathers, Abraham, Yatazakak, Wa Yasharallah, right? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So you have to remember that, man. The Most High's promise, is something you could take to the bank. His integrity and credibility is second to none. So you have to accept that attribute of the Lord. All right, he's not a man that he should lie. The same precept from this passage. So when you read chapter 22 and chapter 23, it shows you how desperate Balak was to have his power intact. So that's what happens, man. And the elites of this world feel a new power is about to come on the scene. They get threatened. They feel timid. They get anxiety or panic attacks. So they have to do whatever it is in their power to try to squash that coming opposition, the upcoming opposition. So whatever they try to do to try to squash the gospel of the Lord Hamashiach Yahawashi is not going to have its desired results that they've been longing for, all right? Because it is the plan of the Lord that his name be magnified upon the face of the earth, and every knee is going to be bowed in those days, man. All the kings of the earth, they're going to lose their crowns, man, of every nation. They're going to lose their crowns. They're going to lose their positions of authority over the face of the earth. And only the Lord Hamashiach Yahawashi will be able to hold that position. So he has to knock him off. He's going to be the king of the hill. So that's what we pray for, man. That the Lord Hamashiach Yahawashi returns and he gives us that sure mercy of hope, that we've been longing for millenniums, all right? So when you read the book of Psalms, all right, Psalms chapter 148, okay? And then you go to verse 13 and 14. It says, Let them praise the name of the Lord, for his name alone is excellent. His glory is above the earth and heaven. All right. So the Lord has to eradicate, all these so-called imposters, you know, that in positions of authority. He has to push them out. He has to phase them out. He has to dethrone them. All right. So that's what we're looking forward to now. So the name of the Lord has to be refreshed upon the face of the earth. The light has to come into the world, and it has to purge away the refuge of darkness. Okay. And then verse 14 says, He also exalted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel, a people near unto him. Praise ye the Lord, Yahawashi, So that's what it boils down to. The Most High must be glorified, and he has to eliminate all his opposing adversaries, man. His adversaries have to be eliminated. They have to be crushed and squashed. They're gonna feel the squeeze in these last days. They're gonna feel the squeeze before before the end of World War III. And then they're gonna have their warrants, issued out for them to be held in custody, man. Because you could imagine how many warrants Esau always push out there to catch Jake that's committing crimes. So you can imagine when the Lord issues that warrant to arrest the kings of these nations, to subdue them. It's going to be a joyful moment that we are going to see in that very, very, very moment in time in the future, okay? So it's what we're looking forward to. It's what the elect are looking forward to. There is no shame in putting your enemy in the place they belong, in their rightful place, beneath you, all right? So the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 25, it says, For he must reign till he had put all enemies under his feet. All right, that's what Yahawashi is coming to do. He has to put all his enemies out of business. He has to liquidate all their assets. He has to dissolve all their estates. So it's a beautiful thing. It's a humbling experience that we're looking forward to seeing, man. You already trying to imagine it by reading the scriptures. When you see all the elites of this world just weeping and crying that they're going into captivity, that they've lost all their power and influence over the peoples of the earth, man, that would be a sight to see. And that's what we're praying for, man. The prayer, the pain and the suffering of the saints, does not go unnoticed before the Lord. Yahawashi, all right? And then verse 26 says, the last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. And what is that? The wages of sin. So when our people are no longer in that mindset to sin against the Lord, when the Lord has converted, or let me say transformed, the word to convert, it's a good word also, but to transform our people from being a sinful flesh, a sinful state of mind, into being a righteous entity, a righteous nation, a royal priesthood, people near unto him. That's a beautiful transformation that we're looking forward to experiencing, all right? For he had put all things under his feet, but when he said all things are put under him, it is manifest that he is accepted, which indeed puts all things under him. All right. So it's the Lord Yahweh that gave Yahawashi that permission. He gives him the green light to subdue all the nations. To subdue his enemies, the enemies of our people, the nation of Israel, of the so-called Latinos, so-called Negroes, and so-called Native Americans. All right. So that is taken care of by the Lord. All right. So the Lord is going to let Yahawashi go out there, shake down the battlefield, tell his servants to go arrest the evil rulers of this world. you know. So it's gonna be so nice, man. So nice when you see all these super elites being shackled. You see their face just pale with sadness and all that stuff. But hey, that's how the Lord operates, man. They had that time of glory. They had their times of influence upon the face of the earth. So they should be able to deal with the bottom of the, bottom of the totem pole, So that's how it is, man. It's balanced. You're on top today, tomorrow you're at the bottom, The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Yahawashi said that, all right? So that's what we are praying for, and it's going to happen. The Lord is going to make it happen, regardless of how much videos brothers puts online. The Lord has already said it's going to happen, all right? So, Book of Psalms, chapter 149. I'm going to start from good, straight to the point. Yeah, so this is it. Verse 6 says, let the high praises of Yahweh be in their mouth. That new song is what we're going to be singing in the kingdom. And a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. So you're going to have that worldwide arrest, taking place, man. All these super elites of the heathen that are calling the shots, manipulating the economies of the world and the lives of the people. They know that the Lord's going to put out that arrest warrant, and the brothers are going to be so happy, man, just to take custody of our oppressors, man, the one that live lavishly on our backs, on the suffering of our nation, the nation of Israel. All right. So it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be. In fact, it's a holy commandment of the Lord to judge His enemies. All right. And then verse 9 says to execute upon them the judgment written. Thus, this honor have all His saints. Praise ye the Lord. So the saints of the Lord, the men of the Lord, preaching this gospel in sincerity and in truth, they're going to have the opportunity to arrest and take custody of all these super elites, man. It don't matter if they're Edomites in Europe, billionaires and trillionaires and gazillionaires, or Moabites, or all these Arab sheiks and chiefs and kings and whatever, prime ministers, presidents, and all that. They're gonna be put in chains, man. They're gonna be put in chains. Just like the Lord allowed our people to to have that sinful flesh. Yeah, chains of darkness. We're gonna put chains on our adversaries. Chains on our oppressors. All right. So that's the joy of this ministry. You get the privilege, the final satisfaction of taking your oppressors into custody. You make them your servants. Okay, a billionaire today, a pauper tomorrow. So that's the way the cookie crumbles. All right. So that's what we are praying for, that we get to see that very day. You know, once we're being delivered from the chaos that's coming upon the face of the earth. And then Psalms chapter 19, you look at verse 11, read all the way to 14. It says, "And I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in righteousness he doth judge and make war." All right, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war, and that's Yahawashi. He is bringing the battle to his adversaries upon the face of the earth. He is not coming to demand a truce. He is coming for total annihilation of his adversaries. All right, so it's gonna happen, and it's just gonna be a surreal experience, man, to see the Lord Mashiach Yahawashi in the heavens with the angels, just tearing stuff up, man, destroying the infrastructures of Edom, the Moab, Ishmael, tearing everything down, man, just burning down everything with their laser beams, you know. So it's very, very, very motivational to see what the Lord has set in motion. All right, we know it's gonna happen, and very soon, man, you're gonna see it. So that's why brothers gotta hold on, right? And then verse 12 says, "His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns that he had, and he had a name written that no man knew but himself." All right. So Yahawashi is gonna defeat so many nations, man. It's not even gonna be any competition. He's just gonna show up with his angels, with his troops, and then he's just gonna start issuing commands to tear down Esau's kingdom, man, because these kingdoms had this run. All right, they're getting closer to the end of their so-called race to the top, but that's it. After that, it's all downhill. Okay, race to the top, and then you gotta go down. Right, but for the nation of Israel, our people, our mountains ain't gonna have no peaks. It's just gonna keep going on and on and on, everlasting rulership. All right, on and on and on, all the way to the break of dawn. Yes, it's gonna be beautiful, man. It's gonna be beautiful. That's why I pray the Lord makes me of that number. The men of the Lord out there in the highways and byways, the apostles and bishops and elders of Great Millstone, and 1/3, and the rest spread out through the four corners of the earth, that they get to see the deliverance of our people and the condemnation of the elites. Okay, so verse 13 says, "And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of God." So that's Yahawashi, man. Once the Most High is given that say so, he sends his word out. He has to accomplish it, and that's Yahawashi. He has to accomplish the words of the Lord. He has to accomplish the demands of the Lord. All right. Whatever authorization the Lord gives, the Lord Yahawashi is going to be responsible for that to be accomplished. You know, so we cannot run away from our responsibilities when it comes to this ministry. You're supposed to look up facts and historical moments and share with the brotherhood. Even those that haven't woken up yet, you're basically preparing the lesson for them, preparing the knowledge for them to get access to. All right. So that's why you don't take your responsibilities for granted. You know, just because folks don't show up when you're out there, the highways and byways, does not mean you should be discouraged. You know, whether you're getting little to no views, that should be nothing. Your main goal is to make sure you master this knowledge of the Lord Hamashiach Yahawashi, and you distribute it, you know, to the brothers that are in need of it. All right, you have to put the name of the Lord out there. You know, you have to glorify Him. All right, so it's a beautiful experience that you have to indulge in. All right, so just to wrap this up, verse 14, it says, "And the enemies which were in heaven are slack, and the armies." Yeah, Yahawashi is an enemy to the rulers of this world, all right? And the armies which were in heaven followed him, followed Yahawashi upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean, all right? And 15 says, "And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he should rule them with a rod of iron, and treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the Almighty Yahweh." Bashim Yahawashi, Bashim Krakadash. So that's what you have to remind yourself of, man. What Yahawashi is coming to do is coming to put the rulers of this world in check. You know, he's here to dispossess them of their power, authority, and resources. You know, the elites of this world are going to be depressed when they see that they're going into captivity. They see the shackles. It's not as if we're going to be running around the whole world looking for them. We're just going to show up just like that, in the twinkle of an eye, in the blink of a second. Click, clack, click, 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 pew. That's it. Just like Star Trek. So that's upon the Hakim. The Lord Hamashiach Yahawashi, Bashim Krakadash, be with you brothers, you know, out there in the highways and byways, trusting in this hope, this sincere message of the Lord Hamashiach Yahawashi. We have to believe. All right, just like when you watch the X-Files, you know, see that poster, "I want to believe." You gotta have that mindset. Bashim Yahawashi, Bashim Krakadash, Shalom.